Wind power provides only about 5% of the world's energy needs today. But many environmental experts believe that figure could rise to almost 20% by 2030. Wind generates almost 500,000 megawatts of power. That's a 19% jump in just 5 years. The UK is in a particularly good position to develop wind power because it is so, well, windy. At present, it ranks 6th in terms of capacity, but is investing heavily in this renewable energy source. The percentage of electricity in the UK generated from wind power overtook that of coal, once Britain's primary source of energy, for the first time in 2016. The result was the lowest carbon emission rate since the 1920s. The blades of the wind turbine turn a shaft, which passes the energy to a generator, which in turn transforms this energy into electricity. The wind is free, but the cost of power generation and storage actually makes wind power more expensive than traditional fossil fuel sources like coal, oil and gas. Smart technology is steadily bringing these costs down, however, and this trend is expected to continue. There are two different types of wind power: onshore and offshore. Onshore wind farms are cheaper to build and maintain, but many people don't want wind farms in their areas. The turbines are quite noisy, and many people say they spoil the landscape. Offshore wind farms, in contrast, are located in the sea, where few people care about their noise or appearance. The UK is a leader in offshore wind power. The London Array, off the east coast of England in the North Sea, is the largest offshore wind farm in the world. The UK is also home to the world's first floating wind farm, off the northeast coast of Scotland. Although there is considerable public support for wind power, there is also opposition to these large, noisy devices. It's also important to remember that all of them are subject to changes in weather patterns. There are windy days and not so windy days. There are also not so windy years. Denmark, a leader in wind power, saw its wind power level drop in 2016 because of a lack of wind. Nevertheless, the shift to renewable energy sources like wind is likely to continue unabated.
If you look at a more flexible and more dynamic energy system with, say, more electric vehicles going out into the 2030s, then the backbone of that energy system should be cheap renewables. That is going to be the way to keep bills low, and you won't find an energy analyst out there that disagrees with that vision of the future.